Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, which would be much appreciated, then you already know what to do. So we're getting closer to that time of the year, and even though I thought I wouldn't be collecting the 2025 holiday Barbie and Ken dolls, I found them in a physical store and I kind of like fell in love with them in a way. I mean, they're not like great, but they're so much better in person that than what I was anticipating in terms of like how the dress looks and the suit. And I don't know, and if I had to get any of the Barbies, it would be the Brooklyn one because I really like the Brooklyn sculpt, and then this new iteration of her just dressed up for the holidays. I think it's pretty cool. And then the only can that was available was the Caucasian one, so that's, yeah, the one that I could get. So anyway, I finally decided to get them both, and to be honest, like seriously, I don't know, at least in person I can tell you from afar and from having them inside of the box, they do not look as cheap or as terrible as other releases I've seen in the past. Now, first of all, their packaging, well, this is a very special year because this is the first time that Ken is introduced within the series. This series has started back in 1988, and yeah, so it's just making history that our Ken is getting some love by being included in the holiday celebration, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so they have similar boxes, and I have to say that I like the boxes in the way that I don't know if this is like Mattel having listened to us, but this time around, the holiday specifics of 2025 are just like around this corner as part of like the cardboard, as opposed to other releases in the past which was right in the middle of the window display, and that was terrible. Plus, if you do not buy these dolls annually, but you want to have like a couple of boxes that could do the trick, um, now this is the time, because even if you just like place like a sticker here for other years or other holiday Barbie that you have not in box, then that would be something cool. I actually very much like that there's only like this window display, but it's very wide, so you can have a nice peek of the doll if you're not taking it out. And then over here it's also clear, so the light enters from above, but it isn't open on the sides, which I think it gives consistency to the box itself. Now, there's been like one thing, I mean, at this point, I really don't know the extent of using AI for creating backgrounds and things like that. I mean, Mattel has been cancelled before for doing that, but then at the end of the day, who isn't? Actually, to a certain extent, just using AI to create stuff. I mean, I wish it would look much more sort of like organic. The design, so this time, the colors are supposed to be like gold champagne. And then for that, they've used like a combination of metallic blonde, sorry, metallic blonde, metallic gold for the dress, and then white silvery one, which is a bit weird of a combination because normally you're getting either silver or gold, but this time around it's like a mixture of them both, even though it's more like white silver than just silver per se. And then I really like this, like especially like the blazer for him being in this champagne color. And I don't know, it's a really cool, in terms of outfits, I think it's a really cool pair of outfits for like a special occasion if you want to dress up your dolls with them. And yes, I was saying, obviously the box of Barbie is just so much wider because of like the dress. the dress feels so much better to the eye. I don't know how it's going to feel, but this brocade, kind of like faux brocade kind of patterned fabric, feels thick enough. The tulle here feels more like organza, and the construction doesn't feel as bad. Seriously, I don't know. There will be things that I will point out that I don't like as much, but anyway. And then there is like this filigree of a ribbon. Again, it doesn't feel very organic. It doesn't feel natural. But then I wish those were like watercolors, or like how it was done back in the 90s or at the beginning of the early 2000s. It really felt like very natural packaging in terms of like artwork. Now for the background, there's like this scene of a white forest, sort of. Which is kind of okay for the holiday season, but then they're not dressed for that kind of hiking. So yeah, it's a little bit weird. I would have preferred like an indoor, like a very elegant background of an indoor place, because they're definitely celebrating something, not, out in the woods. But anyway, I kind of understand it. Now on the back we have, I believe there were like 5 different Barbie dolls. One of them was subject to be only available through Mattel Creations, and that was the ginger one, as always. The ginger one this year has used the Happy Family niche sculpt, which is very interesting. But then I've seen her in photos and I didn't like it as much. So anyway, and then we have our Brooklyn one, which is my preferred one, even though I also very much like this too. But I mean, in this picture, this one over here, um, I mean, I mean, the way the high pony has been done here, don't like it as much, if I'm honest. Um, so anyway, I got Brooklyn. That was cool. And over here, what else? What else? So basically, this is like in many languages, and in English, it says, your 2025 holiday Barbie doll is ready to bring timeless elegance and festive memories to you and those you love. And that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cute. And then here we have the back of the, so there's like a big promotional picture of your doll, and then here we don't have any more candles, but there are another 3 different candles, just like keeping diversity and everything, which is pretty cool. And I wish I could have gotten other dolls. Like I really like the AA can, or the Hispanic one. But anyway, this is everything I could get. And for Ken, it says your 2025 holiday candle is styled to commemorate the holidays and bring wonderful festive memories for you and those you love. Is it the same? No, it's a little bit different, so that's appreciated. That is not a copy and paste. So anyway, I will be taking them both out of the box, and we're going to have a look at them closely, and I'll be back in no time. Okay, so just before I continue, as always, like always forgetting something, but I want to show you the dolls without their corresponding outfits, so you can appreciate the model muse bodies that were used for both of them. And so that is what we're getting, and that is what I believe a lot of collectors actually like, that we have like this very elegantly posed doll. In a way, they look a little bit more slender than the standard sizes when it comes to like a more articulated doll. So yeah, that's that. And then of course they both come with the certificate of authenticity and their stand. The one for Ken comes with a stand for around the waist, and the one for her comes with like in between the thighs model muse stand with black bases. But yeah, I thought you might find it interesting to just look at them this way. And now, yeah, we will proceed with the review. All right, so here they are out of the box, and once again, I don't think they disappoint. Just taking into account what we're getting recently from Mattel and everything, I mean, it's not going to be the best quality, but I don't think it's the worst. It's just that it's definitely highly priced for what it is. But they do the trick in a way. I mean, they're giving collector in the way that they're using these model muse bodies that collectors really tend to like a lot. The faces, the screenings, and all that, really good. And then when it comes to the fabrics, I don't think these are the worst, uh, but they could have a little bit more of like a deluxe finish. Anyway, we will start with Ken because he's just right here. I placed them like so, the couple. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the face coat that came with the how's it called? Style, fashion style. I don't know. It was a couple of Barbie and Ken, deluxe style. The one that actually created post for the Instagram account, and it was like a two doll release. And I believe this is the very same scope for him. He's pretty handsome. I'm not a huge fan of the hairstyle that they've chosen for all four because I would have said that maybe they could have gotten a little bit more creative in between them, but they're all having basically the same hairstyle. It's not the same hair texture, I believe. The AA has an afro texture to it, but it's the same thing. So, and I don't like it in real life. So, that is something, I don't know. It's really well executed. There's like a couple, it's all very gel, and there's a couple of blonde tones to it, and it's sleek. All the way to the back, and then over here, the blonde one almost feels like, especially on this side, that he might be bald, but that is because he's got this buzz cut, which is very lightly painted, and it does feel like very shaved, and so it's a bit too dramatic to me. But anyway, the doll itself looks good. Now, the outfit. Okay, so I'm excited about a couple of pieces, in particular the blazer. One thing I have to say is that this was stitched like right there. I thought it would come with like a clasp or something, but it doesn't. So the moment you just cut it to just explore it up close, and or I don't know, change the clothing or whatever. So it's not functional anymore as like fully as it was at the beginning. It really seemed, and I really thought there would be like a snap, but no. The material is a really soft satin, and I love that it's partially lined. That is, there's only like the okay. So this is basically, was it? I don't know. This is part of like how it was, yeah, linked there. So the outer layer here basically continues down, so if it's slightly open like so, maybe it would give the illusion of not, of being fully lined. And the way it's been constructed, other than that, I would have preferred the whole thing fully lined, but it's really nicely done all around. And these are yeah, so this is basically lined and really nice put together all the way around, just because of how it was. So it doesn't feel papery or plasticky. It's just like the standard satin, I would say, that we can find on Barbie signature dresses most of the time. So that's that, and I love this blazer. But having said that, and then if we continue exploring the outfit as such, we find this white shirt that is not a shirt as such. So it's a sleeveless shirt, and the white, I mean, it doesn't have buttons, Okay, those could be like hidden. Sometimes they're like displayed like so, but it's a bit see-through, which is a bit unfortunate, I think. This should have been so much more opaque for this quality of like collector level, in my opinion. And then the bow tie is just sewn onto the collar area, so it's not a separate piece or anything. All in all, if you just have it like that, you don't, you don't see the transparent or like the see-through aspect of it, but it is there. And then we have the trousers. The trousers are pretty cool. They're given like 2010 in a way because they're very slim fit. It doesn't have pockets. It's very like, again, it's very sleek. So maybe that was what they wanted to go with, as opposed to bulky if they had added, pockets and things like that. And I feel the construction, the sewing, everything is very much on point, and the material doesn't feel bad. I thought this would be like plasticky as well, and it isn't. It isn't plasticky. Seriously, this is very soft, and so it's quite thin towards the ankles. And then he's coming with these dress shoes, which I really like. They have a natural glow, and I think they look very elegant. I don't have anything quite like it for my candles, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with them. And then, okay, so the shirt, actually, I think, does it have like Velcro here? Okay, yeah. So the Velcro is okay. This is weird. The Velcro is right around, like on the chest, not all throughout, but just like here in the middle. So it does kind of like function as a normal shirt, but with no sleeves. And then on the back is just like that. And there's another piece of Velcro for the trousers here. And this is actually secured with an elastic that would go all around, just to basically secure that the shirt is just looking very, it doesn't go up, or it doesn't show bulky or baggy or anything like that. And so I appreciate that, and the fact that it opens like so, it's pretty cool. But then they could have added sleeves. I know that just the addition of sleeves would have made it a little bit more bulky in general, and maybe they just really wanted this very sleek slim fit. But anyway, it isn't like the worst. Again, like, it isn't the worst in my opinion, and I'm happy that Ken's here celebrating the festivities. So yeah, and now moving on to our holiday Barbie. Wow, I love Brooklyn. I really do. I mean, like, the screening came perfect for her. I love it's very natural. This year, the face cap, sorry, the makeup for the faces is very natural. It's just that they've added a tiny bit of like a metallic sheer to the eyeshadow, and that's it. They do not come with like really deep or intense lip colors or anything like that. Now, the hair is perfect also. It's saran. It has a really nice consistency. Almost like there's a slight of a wave, which I like, and a couple of different colored fabrics in saran. And if I turn her around, I love this side partition. I love the new hairstyle for Brooklyn, and as you can see, it's really nicely cut, just creating this triangular, sort of like layered. I don't know. It doesn't feel like. I think they've done it as well as they could possibly do it, and yeah, I love that. Now, okay, so the colors are supposed to be gold, white, champagne, and metallic for the ladies. And so for the jewelry, they've actually used these dangling earrings in this plastic gold shade, which I think it would have benefited so much if it was chrome. But at the end of the day, we got like the plastic ones, and that in my opinion, is a bit unfortunate. I don't think it goes as bad with like the general color scheme here, but it would have elevated the doll if these were like metallic in a way. You can definitely take them on and off. And there's no any other piece of jewelry, so those are the statement earrings. And then she's coming, both of them are coming with the model Muse body for can with the relaxed arms, and then for her it's like the one arm is like relaxed and the other one is just having an angle, and I think that's a really nice pose. Again, model Muse. Although the good thing about these dresses is that even though model Muse Barbie dolls are supposed to be a little bit more slender and thinner, especially around the waist than around the butt area, because these dresses actually come with Velcro as opposed to snaps. Then you can find your way around like a standard size petite. I wouldn't say curvy or muscular, but I don't know, at least standard size. You can still use these dresses. And the dress, okay, now that we just move on to the dress does not feel bad at all. It reminds me now of the fabric that was, this is actually better. It reminds me of the fabric that was used for the Cold Refresh Wave 2 Dracula Riddle, in the way that it's a metallic fabric with like this embroidered brocade. Um, that it really looks nice. It doesn't feel papery, it doesn't feel plasticky, it doesn't feel as cheap as it looks in the promotional pictures, that I can tell you, and it doesn't make any noise or anything like that. It has a really nice flowy sort of like faux. Unfortunately, it didn't come with a crinoline or a tool like a petticoat or anything like that. It's just like this piece of cardboard. That is unfortunate. I think that for the price, we should have gotten like a tool, you know, petticoat or something, so you can create the shape without, you know, having to be cardboard. So the dress feels cool. I mean, it does feel cool. I love the design. I love how the bodice has this triangular, it's very like princess like, and then the bow, even though it's just one single layer, it's just really nicely constructed in a place that I would say, I don't know, it complements really well everything that goes with it. And at first I didn't like this sort of like what I thought it would be tulle, but at the end, it isn't tulle, it's more like a organza. And maybe if this was like a tiny shorter, like, I mean, if I put it like that, I mean, I already made this, but to be honest, I think I feel like I prefer the length. Like even though in the promotional pictures I thought, okay, this is far too high, I think it's, I don't know, to me it looks kind of cool. But you can just cut it around the if you don't like it, and then you end up having like this dress, which is all like you know, um in this really nice brocade colored effect. But all in all, I mean, it's ruched a little bit, and I like it. I really do. Now, the way it goes on the back, it has like the same here, which is okay. Again, no more layers. And now I'll show you the shoes. The shoes are pretty cool. I don't think I've seen them before. Maybe like, I don't know, not recently. They feel very festive, and they are a shade of gold that is actually better, sorry, than that one over there. So why couldn't they produce the same shade of gold, like plastic gold still, but looking so much better? So the shoes are made for Model Muse, inclined feet, but they're super cool. And the only thing I would change, in my opinion, and probably I would just give her like stats or something. I don't think it, she has to come like with these very big statement earrings. But the rest, seriously, I am very happy, and I'm so happy that I actually decided to go for these two dolls because they are really cool. I mean, they're overpriced, yes, um, but that is something that we all know. But they aren't as horrible as I was thinking they would be. So I very much hope you've enjoyed this review and it's been helpful, informative, entertaining, all those kind of things. And if that is the case, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. For now, I hope you all stay safe and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.